Today's video, we're going to talk about, do free trials or free proposals really make PPC profits or ads that you're running for your business go up? Sometimes it does work where you make more money promoting a free trial or free proposal in your business model. Free trial obviously being more so associated with like SaaS companies, promoting an app, free proposals for professional services and the like, but not exclusively. Sometimes you will make more money offering those and sometimes not. The general consensus is either one side or the other. Oh no, free trials don't work. Or you have to offer a free trial. You certainly should be split testing at the very least is the message that you should take away from this video. And the main situation is that the dividing line between whether it makes sense to offer a freebie to get somebody as a customer or client and not is the profile of your company, the way that it looks online. When somebody does research on you, do they find a lot of material? Is the material positive? Is it mixed? That will determine whether or not a free trial will offer you more profits from your ad campaigns driving traffic to your landing pages, your website, or not. Mainly because a free trial or a free proposal can actually work against you as much as it can work for you. Namely because stuff that's free, people don't value it as much. So to lean on a free proposal when you don't actually need to can help, hurt your conversions into an actual paid customer or revenue producing event you'll start doing it at a lesser rate, actually offering the free trial, versus if you are on the other side of the aisle and you actually are not wanting to offer a free trial, but your company isn't really big enough to convey trust, consumer or user, it could actually work against you as well. So I'm going to talk about that in specific on this video here, given a lot of you guys don't focus enough on your offer. You're just looking for the next ad. Where's the next ad I can run that will get me a return? Or where can I run an ad to get me a return? And there's more to be done, generally speaking, on the website and the offer than there is with the ads. If you get the website and offer down, your ads would just work right away. So before I get into the content though, if you do not know who I am Corey Ziman, owner of Guaranteed PPC, an online advertising agency that specializes in guaranteeing results for their clients. That is, we do not charge our clients management fees until we can get them a certain minimum lift in the profitability, basically in excess of the management fees that we charge. We are the only agency out there doing anything like this, which should tell you something about the quality of information that I'm sharing with you on today's video. So with that said, getting into what I was mentioning before, free trials do increase conversions a lot. Obviously easier to start doing business with you. It's an easier in with a freebie of some type to get the person on the hook, but generally decrease the lifetime value of a customer for you per sign up, because obviously a lot of those people drop out before they become a customer. And for that matter, the reason for that is because people who start out with free often pin free as the value of what they're getting when you try to charge for it, such as, YouTube never had ads on it when it first started. Then once YouTube started with the ads, people got pissed off and expected YouTube to be free forever. And then when you point this out to people, they get pissy because they don't want to feel stupid for being a hypocrite. That's the reality. Something that was free before should always be free. That's the default thinking of most people. And also, people don't take things seriously when it's free most of the time. You could give somebody a free, health program or something, you'll get the best health if you just follow our health program. We'll stock it with doctors and everything else. You could have that program, and if it were free, very few people are going to go through it because your own skin in the game, you're not going to take things seriously. Versus if you invested that money, you're going to think, well, I better do this because I don't want to have lost my money. And actually, psychologically speaking, the fear of loss of some money invested is twice as motivating as potential gain. People really hate losing money and will do everything to prevent having lost it versus trying to make it. Because and ultimately, evidence of that is all around us. I mean, there's all kinds of money-making opportunities, but people say, oh, it's too hard, I'm too lazy, whatever. If they'll fight like hell to try to not lose money that they already have and spend irrational amounts of time doing it. So that can work for you if you just apply it to your business. So with that said, what I've done here is I've broken out the professional service companies or service companies in general where you could offer a proposal and whether that's good or bad. And then also like SaaS companies, app companies where we'll typically do a free trial. Again, you could have a professional service company like ours and have a free trial of the service. So this can also apply to you. This isn't like a cut and dry thing. Or you could have a software company itself where you have a free proposal as well before using the software. And you could go that route with it. So, which typically that's done through a demo or something like that, but not exactly. Obviously a proposal is different than a demo, but you get the general idea. This isn't like a completely, cut and dry thing. You have to take the information I'm giving you here and expand it so that it will work to your exact business model, or maybe it will apply directly, but I want you to learn something here and then be able to step away and question the way that you're doing business, what offer you have to drive people to on your landing page or your website that you're trying to get people to do as an entry point to do a business with you. With that said, for professional services, paid proposals will typically increase profitability. Big if here, if you have a great brand profile already online. And I talked about this at the start of the video, meaning every professional service company hates doing proposals. You think, well, you're making this proposal, I don't even know if they're serious, but we got to do a proposal anyway. And then that takes resources away from your company to do the proposal. Everybody would just like to go to a paid, like you pay us to do a proposal, but most people are afraid to do it. They don't ever try it, so to say. Paid proposals would always make more money. The word would get around and just everybody would do them instead of free proposals. For that matter, people copy their competitors and eventually everybody would just do a paid proposal and there wouldn't be any free proposals left. The dividing line between whether a free proposal will make you more money from the ad traffic you already have going to your website now or landing pages and where it doesn't make you more money is where you get over a certain threshold of reputation at your company. I have no problem paying for a proposal from a company that I already know is the top dog in the space already. A top dog company isn't going to be doing no damn free proposal. That's the thought that I have in my mind, and that's the thought of many people as they go through the sales process at a certain company. For that matter, when somebody pays for the proposal, they're more invested to just keep going and buy the bigger overall package of services that are being offered when I've already paid to get the initial information. But it's really hard to get someone to pay a couple grand for a paid audit as the proposal in replacement of the free proposal when they don't know too much about your company, and when they go search for your company and then reviews after it on Google, which it baffles me that still the business owners that I talk to on a daily basis don't realize people are doing this. But when they do that, they see like maybe one or two things on your company and like Yelp reviews that are 2 out of 5 stars, and the other thing that they see is like some weird website they never heard of, versus taking your business seriously and going out there and actually doing PR for it once you have a certain minimum level of success at your company, paying for journalists to review your company and so you can get those on major publications, do what you have to, even have to pay to get interviewed on podcasts and stuff like this, and just so that when somebody searches for your company, they see all kinds of stuff out there. Everybody's talking about you, or what seems like that. You invest in that, and that might, realistically, any company could get the first page of Google, filled up with all kinds of good stuff like that, probably for $50,000 easily. That investment will go into making the closing rate that you have on all the leads you have moving forward substantially higher. So high, in fact, and you get so much trust from your users that you can just get away from having a free proposal to begin with. You don't have to devote resources to your sales team to actually work with people anymore. They're just either going to pay for a proposal. The secretary can even go through the pitch over the phone, or a salesperson could reach out to them and say, hey, it's great. The first step is a paid audit. Here's the price. Can I send you an invoice right now while we're over the phone, which is the proper way to do this, by the way. And then, that's the sales process versus dragging it out in a proposal and everything else. So with this said, we actually had a cybersecurity firm that I had successfully convinced exactly what I'm trying to convey to you today on this video, to switch over from doing a free proposal to doing a paid audit specifically. And with that said, it was, the typical pushback, I got from this company, as is if I were to recommend it to other companies, the typical response is going to be, oh, I don't know about that. We've always done free proposals. I don't think it's going to work. And I have to really push a company to suggest changing up their sales process in such a radical way because it may not work. Nobody wants to run a test like that and have it not work, and then you lost 25 grand worth of revenue you didn't get because your closing rate suddenly went down for a period of time while you were running this test. And I understand that. It will generally go your way once your reputation is at so good of a point where, for that matter, if you go research your competitors and research you, and you clearly have the most material out there, you have the best reviews, you're going to make more money just doing a paid audit specifically, because it makes you look like an authority and it matches up with what you see online when that happens, versus a free proposal that doesn't match up. So you have to invest in your reputation reputation online first, get some PR, get some articles written about you, pay if you have to do that, and then switch over. Because if you do, you'll probably get results like this company did, where their closing rate on the leads that they were getting from their ad campaigns, we were running Google search ads for them as well as Bing search ads. Their closing rate went from 12% to 10% after switching to a paid audit. Like, it barely went down. Yes. Would it go down only 20% like that for everybody? Absolutely not. If they're not, and I recommended this to them because they're basically one of the top 3 firms in the space. And it's clear if you search online, that's the case. Why the hell are you offering a free proposal anymore? This is dumb. This doesn't align with your brand anymore. I didn't say it like that, of course. It was nicer about it. That was reality. And so we switched over to that. The audit was a few $1,000s to go, a cybersecurity audit, to go through their company and find out the weaknesses and everything, which, by the way, when they presented with that audit result and there's 25 things, glaring holes in their company, that's a major, major issue that needs to be fixed. Guess what? They want to fix that like right away. And it's not a matter if they're going to do it. It's just a matter of who they're going to do it with at that point in time. And now you seem like an authority because you made them pay up front, and a lot of companies wouldn't have. And even if the other companies would have charged them up front, now they got to go with them and they got to pay other fees. They're apt to not want to have to pay again to get another audit when this audit clearly already says you have to do these 25 things. So it actually works out really, really well in this particular market, but it would work the same in, accounting services, or, you could do an accounting audit for a company. You could do this, a lawyer, at least a business lawyer, a consumer lawyer, maybe not quite so much. Even with that said, you could do a divorce audit, even if it was a divorce lawyer, and you could say, we'll go through everything and let you know what the likelihood of what you want to have to happen with us is going to happen before you hire us on outright, which is great because instead of committing to a $500,000 proposition, over the long run of fighting through all the court proceedings and everything else, I could spend $3,000 and find out, what is this lawyer going to be able to give me, what result I think I ultimately need, and give me an idea before I invest all the greater amount of money into this. Because lawyers have free consultations, but you don't hear anything on that consultation. They're like, yeah, okay, well, XYZ per hour, and then that's it. So anyway, the closing rate barely went down, but the highlight of this is the lifetime value of a customer went up 49%. When I say lifetime value of a customer, I mean because there's contracts. You sign on for a service contract for a year, and with that service contract, the value of the contract actually went up when naturally they were having to pay for the audit up front. So they got, of the people who got the free proposal, if they signed on, they were actually signing on because there's different packages that they offered. They were signing on for a lesser package if they got the free proposal versus they had to pay. When they were asked to pay for an audit up front, several $1,000s for the audit, they were willing to buy into a bigger package when they were presented with the options of how to work together for the next year to not only clean up all the issues, but to maintain, it's a subscription service, if you will. Sometimes for cybersecurity companies, what they're doing is they're doing a penetration test and then they're giving you a report. Some other companies though, or should I say for other companies though, they're actually, you're paying them ongoing a monthly retainer to maintain everything, which is really what you should do once you're over a certain size of company. But anyway, why did the average purchase amount, or why did the package that people buy from the cybersecurity company go up just because they bought the audit versus getting a free proposal in replacement of the audit? The answer to that question is somebody who buys a $2,000 audit when other people are offering a free proposal, it makes you automatically seem like you're a bigger dog than you actually are. You didn't change anything about what you're delivering service-wise. It just reframes what you're offering on the proposal differently, so they're willing to spend more money with you than they would otherwise, which is really weird, but certainly that's the way that people think. And for that matter, the people that got through the paid audit are clearly going to be people that are more serious in general as well on top of that. So I encourage you, if you think you are a leader in the space already, and it's clear after doing a bit of research you have a great background, to not do free proposals anymore and test it, just offering a paid audit of some sort, how that actually fares for your overall profitability on the ad campaigns that you're running for your brand, if you're still running ads. So there's that. And then when we're talking about SaaS companies or app companies, if you're marketing an app now, and we're talking about free trials, which, again, service companies can offer a free trial. We offer a free trial, and we stopped offering a free trial that was truly free unless some people would pay a deposit in order to work with us at our firm. And the reason for that is because people don't take what we're doing seriously unless they have a little skin in their game. We give the deposit back if we can't get the results that we tell them email we're going to get. But if they stop responding after a week because they're busy with whatever they're doing, we keep their deposit. And now they're bought in on the overall process. That same idea applies to software companies, any place else where you'd offer a free trial. Once you've bought in officially, you're going to take it way more seriously than if you haven't bought in and you're just getting that free trial. It's really hard to get someone to get a free trial and take what you have seriously. If you don't have much of a reputation, basically forced to offer a free trial because, can't find anything about you online and you're going to ask for this money up front. I'm going to go with somebody else that's offering a free trial. You're stuck. So but eventually it's holding you actually back. Okay? Which, by the way, if you're not sure what to do, you can always leave me a comment below. I can get back to you within 24 hours as to what I would do in your situation, or you could reach out to me confidentially at our site at guaranteedppc.com, and I can let you know what to do, what results we can guarantee for you, and so forth. We also, by the way, offer a couple other ways to get your result that you're looking for. One of which is templates. We have advertising templates that we sell. So if we've worked in a market before and you're in a different city or country than our client, you can buy the template that's working in one market and use it in another. We've worked in over 100 different niche markets before, so the chances are high we've already got you the results that you're looking for in your market, and that you can use these templates to get results in your market as well. And we sell the template for a one-time fee. We can tell you the results you're going to get with it up front. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to me at our firm at guaranteedppc.com and ask about that, as well as paid consulting/coaching, where you can reach out to us, and in a 30-minute coaching session with myself, I can tell you how to get unstuck with your revenue. A lot of you guys that have ads running, the issue is not the ads, it's your landing page, it's your offer, it's your pricing structure, it's your whatever. And I can spot for you 95% of the time in that 30-minute coaching session what the issue actually is. They can get you back on the path of increasing revenue and profit in your company again. If you're interested in that, you can also reach out to me through our site as well at guaranteedppc.com. With that said, as far as the SaaS companies, okay, we had an app company, a fitness app, all right? Now, I didn't actually convince them to go from free to free trial on the app, and then trying to get people to upgrade to the paid version of the app, which was a free trial and then automatically turned into a paid app. I just told them to go straight to a paid app. I told that to them initially. They didn't act on the information. Eventually, having worked with them long enough, a couple of years passed, they actually started to have the app be just a paid app by itself, and that's it. And then I got to actually see what the results were before and after this, and how it affected our ad campaign ROI. With that, our ROAS of our campaign itself was about a 0.98 ROAS before they had made the switch from offering a 7-day free trial and then a paid trial versus just going straight to the paid program right away. And that when they switched it to where it's only paid, we went from a 0.98 to a 1.51 ROAS, which is amazing to most people because they think, how the hell is asking for money up front for an app going to make you more money on your ad campaigns? And the reality is people don't take things seriously when stuff's free, okay? They download this app, they think they're going to use it, then they go to the gym and they're like, oh, I downloaded that app. Oh, I don't really feel like it right now. Because they never invested in anything, they're not, serious about it. And then by time a week has rolled by, they haven't used it, they're getting billed for this app, like, oh man, I can't believe we get a bill for this app, delete. And then they all, on top of it, leave a bad review. Ultimately, it's a losing situation all the way around. Versus, and this may not apply for every app, this is a unique situation, of course, but instead of that, the person pays for the app, and naturally they aren't going to pay for the app without doing some research about the company. Look at the number of reviews they got, the ratings, Google it, find out some information about the app. Everything is glowing in terms of the reviews they got. They're going to sign up. Now, because you forced them to actually see how good this app is before buying it, and then signing up, the next time they go to work out, they're going to damn well be using it. They're bought in on using that app. So the chances are that they're going to extend the app is much higher than if you would have offered the free trial up front. So this is very important to understand if you're offering and dealing with any kind of software app or anything like that. If you are doing a traditional SaaS company, like let's say we had a company that offered database optimization software. And in that particular case, they did at one time offer a free trial. When they switched over to a demo itself, they started making considerably more money from the ad traffic that they had coming in from Google itself, as well as Microsoft, where people were looking for database management software and the like. And the reason for that is because when somebody downloads a software like that and it's complicated and and whatever, it's hard to get people that have the fortitude to actually learn the app. You're much better off having a quick demo. You can ask them the questions, find out why they are using the app, give them quick advice on how to use the app for their situation and what it will likely do for them in terms of results. And then, they either have to buy or they don't buy. So they know what they're going to get before they take around with the software. And versus you trying to get them to go through a trial and then them figuring out how to get a return on their investment with that by themselves, there's no way it's going to happen. In software, at least when the software gets over a certain price point, almost all of them are going to do demo versus free trial because of what I just mentioned. Now, if you're selling software for $9 a month, you can't afford to have a salesperson get on a demo with them. But for that matter, generally speaking, you're going to be better off even in those cases most of the time just asking them to pay for the $9 up front versus the free trial, because when people download the free trial, particularly when it automatically goes to a paid subscription, people forget about it and then they get pissed when they're getting charged. Versus you could have just charged up front, they were forced to use it, and then when they get rebilled, they're like, oh, I'm using it, I'll get back to using it, and it's a whole different mindset shift. So if you're in a situation like that, generally speaking, free trials aren't it. And for that matter, most software companies, I'm going to say a free trial is not the way to go anymore. You want to try to charge enough that you can have a human help them, but if not, work on your reputation online so that when they go Google you, they find out that you're good and they just go ahead and they invest in the time to buy the software and use it for themselves. Because the likelihood that they're going to renew is much higher than a free trial and they just abandon the process right away because they get distracted and they end up not actually learning how to get the value out of the software itself. Other thing to consider here in terms of professional services not offering a free proposal, the sales staff's time, going from having to offer, in a lot of cases you would be getting the same amount of sales, but you had to do none of the proposals. You're going to need, instead of 5 salespeople, you're going to need 2 from now on, if you will, or 1. And that savings on the sales staff, people don't consider that, and that money can be dumped into ad spend, and then that will make you a lot more money than investing it in salespeople. So you have that. And if you're talking about a software app, people on the free trial, which, let alone, they're less likely to buy into the app and actually learn how to use it for their benefit and understand how to get the benefit out of it. You have the server resources that are costing you as well, working against you. For the most part, also, when you ask for you stop with the free trials and you ask them to pay right away, the average lifespan of somebody who uses an app is probably going to be 21 days or so regardless. So if you wait a week to start getting the money from them, you have a week's less worth of income on top of everything else. So a lot of little tricks to making money with ads, and not everything just comes down to understanding where's the best place to run your ad and what to say on your ad. It's how to do the landing page right, how to do the tracking right, how to track lifetime value of a customer so you can use it to steer your ads better, understanding how to structure your upsells, all of it. I talk about all this on this channel all the time with our clients as my regular full-time job. And so if you want to know how to do this, you want to subscribe to this channel, I cover nothing else besides how to make money with ads on this channel, and I go into depth on stuff, unlike the pretty content that you find elsewhere on YouTube that is very surface level and is made by non-ad experts who aren't actually running any ads, and therefore the information is basically useless. So if you're serious about making money with ads, you want to subscribe already. You also want to check out my blog while you're at it. You can find my blog at my site at guaranteedppc.com/blog. The blog has the strategies that I use, step-by-step instructions with screenshots, everything you need to use them. You're going to like that blog a lot, just like you like the channel if you like the channel already. If you have any questions about anything I covered here today, you want to know about your unique situation, you can always leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person that leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. But with that said, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Remember when I said lifetime value, LTV, was important during this video? Well, this video here tells you how to do it.